Oh, this year hasn't been too great. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we've had some great films. Don't get me wrong. Black Panther, Annihilation, Paddington 2. Hell, I even say stuff that I enjoyed that might not be great, but I still enjoyed, like Maze Runner, Mom and Dad. Those aren't great films, but I enjoyed them. So there's been enjoyable stuff and there's been great stuff, but there's been a lot of not so good stuff. The new Hellraiser film, Insidious, Winchester, 1517 to Paris, a couple other movies, and now this movie. What movie am I talking about? Talking about this. I was looking forward to this. I remember when I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh, that looks pretty good. And then a couple of more trailers, I'm like, okay, I'm getting into it. I'm in. It's based on a classic novel. It's directed by Ava DuVernay. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm sorry. But she did Selma, which was a great film. She's done other little indie films that were really good too. But Selma is, I think, her best film. So I'm like, okay, cool. You got that. It's based on a classic novel. You got a good cast. You got Oprah. Oprah won't be in this unless it's good, right? So Oprah's in it. Chris Pine's in it. Yeah, everybody knows I love me some Chris Pine. So it had everything going for it. It really did. You know, Disney's on a huge track record right now when it comes to quality films. I know a lot of people don't agree. You know, there's some people out there that are not big Disney fans, but when it comes to at least enjoyable films, I would say most people would say, yeah, they're enjoyable at least. Maybe they're hollow, but they're enjoyable. This movie, I'm just going to tell you right here, this movie I did not like. I did not like at all. First of all, I'm going to tell you straight up right here. This movie is devoid of the one thing I like in a good Disney film, or just a film in general, and that is characters that you can either root for or root against or anything. And you could feel some sort of emotion. And this movie wants you to feel so much emotion for this little girl in this movie, but I never did. And I definitely didn't when she was being a dickhead in the first 15 minutes of the movie. And I didn't when she gets together with her little brother and her friend. The little brother being a horrible actor and being extremely annoying. And then the other kid just being there just to be there. I don't even know why he was there, to be honest. So I don't even get to see this character interact with interesting characters. I just see her standing there saying I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. And then Oprah saying, you should believe in yourself. You should believe in yourself. And I can't do it, I can't do it. That's the entire freaking movie until the last 15 minutes where, spoilers, she does it. Okay, I'm sorry, this is a spoiler right here. I'm going to tell you right here. She does it. Big fucking surprise there. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments. I know there's going to be a lot of people that enjoy this film, and that's fine. If you like this movie, I don't care. That's fine. You can like whatever you want. I don't care. I mean, there's certain things I don't think you should like Norm of the North. If you like that, I don't know what to say, bro. But this you can like. That's fine. I am giving you the right to like this movie. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, you can like whatever you want. You don't need permission from anybody. Don't act like I'm trying to tell you that your opinion is bad. Some people, I think, do think that when it comes to my reviews and a lot of other people's reviews. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you I thought this movie sucked. Me. Look, I'm wearing a Kylo Ren shirt. Of course I like Disney. Okay, I do. I like The Last Jedi, even though it was, I guess, the thing to hate on it. Okay, to hate on that movie, really? There's a lot of really bad movies that are out last year that people didn't hate on. The 9/11 movie, no one hated on that because no one saw it, didn't even know it existed. But it's Star Wars, yeah, that's the worst movie of last year. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. But I'm not one just to hate on things because it's popular hate on them. It's not even getting terrible reviews. It's in the 40% range, which is the same thing as Justice League. And most people didn't hate Justice League. I think most people were just it's better than Batman v Superman, I guess. So I'm sure some people disagree with that, but whatever. Point is that I really did not like this movie. I couldn't. I tried. While I was watching, I was like, okay, it's starting off very messy and very weird. It reminded me kind of a 1517 to Paris, where you get all this weird dialogue and weird moments just out of nowhere. Characters appear that you haven't seen before. I'm like, okay, and it's just strangely constructed. And then when it gets to the whole weird stuff with all the visuals and the science, and Oprah's like 50 feet tall and stuff, I'm like, okay, fine, I'm enjoying this a little bit more. And I will say there are a couple moments here and there that I'm just like, okay, I'm enjoying this because it's so weird. It's so weird that I can enjoy it just based around it being weird. Maybe not beautiful, like a lot of people are saying this movie's supposedly beautiful. I think when it comes to the special effects, I think the special effects are fucking terrible for most of the movie. There's a couple of times where they're okay, they're passable, but for the most part, every time they show a special effect, I'm like, ooh, like there's a lot of green screen in the backgrounds, and you could tell it's so obvious. You could see like the glow around the characters where you see badly done green screen. It reminded me of that one scene of Wonder Woman when Wonder Woman was a little. I don't mean to hate. I keep hating on DC films. I loved Wonder Woman, by the way. I really did. But this is the one scene that really annoyed me. In Wonder Woman, when she's like a little kid and she's jumping off that one part in the beginning, and you could tell it's all green screen. It looks horrible. And in here, it's the same thing. It's that kind of green screen, and it just doesn't look professional. And I know the budget wasn't huge compared to some other Disney films. I think it was like just over $100 million. I think it was like $103 million. And you can definitely tell. And I commend them for using their budget well enough where there are a lot of special effects. There are a lot of nice beauty shots. And there's some times where some of the cinematography and some of the shots they get are pretty nice. And I'm sure there was special effects used to enhance those, so I shouldn't say all the special effects are terrible. I'm on a high right now of just seeing this film, so I'm a little annoyed. So that's why I'm saying that. But I would say most of them, at least 90% of the special effects, are either average or below average. It actually reminded me a lot of times when they were showing a ton of like colorful special effects. It reminded me of the Alice in Wonderland movie from 2010, where that movie looked. A lot of people think looked really ugly, and I thought it looked good for its time. About 8 years ago, and now it just doesn't, and it just looks awkward. I think it doesn't help that when it comes to characters, like I said, you don't really get any likable ones. You get little ones here and there that are interesting, like Zach Galifianakis shows up, and he's the happy medium. He's like a seer. He's a guy that can like go into someone's mind and find people, I guess. And he shows up and he brings this Zach Galifianakis humor, but he also brings some drama to it too. He actually has a little bit of emotion with the main girl. And I thought that her name's Meg, by the way, played by Storm Reed. And I thought he was good. I thought he was good for that little 5-minute section of the movie he was in, even though on the poster it'll say Zach Galifianakis. He's in it for 5 minutes. It's just a disappointment I don't use more of these really likable characters, or just at least kind of likable characters, or interesting, like I said, more often in the movie. One problem I had with it, you know what? Let me go through the positives with the cast first, or the characters, and I'll get to my main problem with the characters. In particular, one character. But you have Michael Pena who shows up, and he's actually kind of creepy and kind of weird in his role. At first, I didn't even know it was Michael Pena. Every time they show a trailer, I see a guy with the red eyes. I'm like, who the hell is that? And it was Michael Pena. I had no clue. Every time I looked up the cast, I never saw Michael Pena's name, and he was solid. He had one scene. It was about 3 or 4 minutes long. The way his character exits the film is extremely odd. I know we're into spoilers, but I'll talk about it after. I'll save most of the really big spoilers for later, even though I kind of told you what happens at the end of this movie. But I guess I might as well go into it. Okay, the way his character leaves the film is one of those times where it became so weird it was kind of enjoyable, where his character like slowly becomes more puppet-like, because the main villain is called the It. Not the clown. Don't be funny. It's called the It. It's this darkness or whatever, and who cares? And it controls these little puppets, I guess, and use these puppets to I guess help it in its overall scheme to take over the world or some shit. I don't know. But Michael Pena is one of these puppets and lures the little brother character in to seduce him to the dark side, like Star Wars. And he slowly starts to become more puppet-like. You'll see like strings in the background, like in the background when he's just there chilling, you'll see like strings, and I don't know where you see like each of his arms are like you can see little seams where it breaks off into like you know, like a puppet arm or whatever. And then at the end, he just like falls apart, and he's just like he's on the ground, just like a doll, like a puppet. You know, if you drop the puppet, he's just on the ground like that, like Pinocchio. And I thought that was extremely strange. There's a lot of scenes like that. That one really got me. I was like, what the fuck? That's so weird, but I kind of liked it. I liked it. I'll remember that scene, that's for sure. And there's things like that, but I thought Michael Pena was suitably creepy, a little child abductor creepy at times, because he's trying to lure this kid in, like, yeah, we got food, man, come here, say. He doesn't say that, but he's like, come with me, grab my hand, come on, motherfucker. And he's trying to lure this kid. It's very strange, very creepy. I mean, he does a good job. I thought Oprah was really good. She plays Miss Witch. She's one of the 3 female Time Lords, I don't know, beings of the universe or whatever, and she's really good. And it's Oprah. She does a really good job of just, you know, like telling the main character that she's important. That's pretty much what she's there to do. Like, you're important, you're strong, be a warrior, like it says on the poster, be a warrior. She never becomes a warrior, technically. It's not supposed to be like warrior, like sword and shield or anything. I get that, but it was just like she never does really. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, she's good in it. Chris Pine's good for the little bit he's in it. Gugu Mbatha Raw, I think that's how you pronounce her name, who was just in the Cloverfield movie from last month. It felt like last year. And she was good as well. She's barely in it, but there's a good supporting cast here. My main problem is that the main actress, Storm Reed, she's fine. It's just that she doesn't do anything with the character. And the character itself, I'm assuming, in the novel is kind of a little bit more interesting. I'm assuming, because the novel is supposedly a classic. It's great. It's a masterpiece. I never read it, but I heard that's what it is. So I'm assuming this main character is supposed to be really, really likable or relatable or something. And here, she's kind of a prick in the beginning. I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't know about this character. I mean, she's not overly a prick. You know, you can sympathize with her. You can definitely sympathize with her in a little parts here and there, but it's generic how you could sympathize, because she lost her father and she's sad. That's it. That's how you sympathize with her. Oh no, I lost my father too, except you didn't really lose your father. He's off doing time shit. But I don't know. It's just like I didn't really feel for her. She's fine though. The one actor that really annoyed me in this movie, the child actor, I can't remember his name, but the one that plays they yell his name like Charles Watkins or something like that. Charles Wilson. What's his name? Charles Wilson. Charlie Wilson. They keep calling him by his full name, which is very strange. But the little brother, he's a horrible child actor. He's really bad and very annoying. I will say that, but he's not the one that annoyed me the most. The one that annoyed me the most is Reese Witherspoon. Oh my fucking god. I couldn't stand her in this movie. She plays this bubbly, annoying, overly just happy character that I can't stand. I can't stand those type of characters that have no development whatsoever and no character besides that they're happy and bubbly. Ooh, I love everything. I talk like this. Ooh. Like, I hate it. I hate it so much. And she does not sway me in any way from liking that kind of character. She is annoying. She is so annoying in this film. I'm not even kidding. She's really annoying. And it doesn't help that every 5 seconds, everybody else does in the movie, the other two women beings, whatever the hell they're supposed to be, do this too, but she keeps switching her like hairstyle and clothing and stuff, and every scene it's like a different outfit she's wearing, a different hairstyle, and the other two do that as well, but it's way more noticeable for her because she's always like wearing these like bright costumes and she's always on screen. She always, it feels like Reese Witherspoon while not directing this, but while she was filming these scenes, she felt like she needed to be on camera every time, like, oh, I'm here. Like it was really annoying. She was so, I'd say she was bad. Just straight up, she was bad. She was really, really corny and hamming it up, and not in a good way. Every time she told a joke, I cringed. And no one in my theater laughed, by the way, which there wasn't that many people in that theater, to be fair, but I don't think anybody liked this movie, too, in my theater. I didn't hear, like, any like, laughter or any like anything. Like I watched Death Wish a week ago, and I would say like the same type of crowd. It was all like older people and a couple of younger people, some teenage people, which was weird. I thought I'd see some kids, parents with kids, but no, I didn't really see that. It was mostly older people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and then some, teenagers. And that was exactly what I had in Death Wish, and people liked Death Wish more. People were enjoying it and going, oh, that's weird. This is just like, what? And the movie's not even that long. It's only an hour and like 40 minutes, and it feels like it goes on forever. I'm like, oh, they're wrapping this up, right? And I look at my freaking phone, which I never usually do when I'm in a movie, unless it's a really boring one. And I look, and it's like, oh my god, we still have like 30 minutes left. Oh god, oh no, we still have to do the whole battle. I guess I don't know. I don't know about this. I mean, it's weird. Like, this movie feels like directionless at times. Like, it feels like Ava DuVernay or Deverna. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm gonna call her Ava. Ava feels like she's just like, she's not trying. It feels like that. I'm assuming she had a good time, because every time I see an interview with Ava, she's talking about how, it was a great time. The cast was great. Everybody had a good time. She even has a little thing before this movie, if you see it in the theaters, where she's like, thank you for showing up. We had a great time and stuff. And maybe that's true. Maybe she did have a great time, but you can't tell from her direction. It feels directionless. It really does. There's some nice cinematography, but really, you can just get any cinematographer that's good. You can have the worst director ever and still have good cinematography. Like, I don't know. It feels weird that this was even directed by her. I feel like her talent was wasted for a movie like this. She could have been doing something great, legit great. She could be doing the next Black Panther movie. She could be doing her own thing, anything. She could be making her own movie about whatever she wants, but she had to do this. And it feels like she didn't want to do it. That's what it felt like to me. I don't know, like, the actors aren't great, the characters are shallow, there's not much development, what happens at the end, you see coming from a mile away, it's so generic. There's one really horrible child actor, which I wanted to talk about, and I'll talk about it here. I forgot his name, I didn't look it up, I don't want to know, to be honest, because he's a really bad actor. And this day and age of child actors, this is unacceptable. He's horrible, and he has so much freaking dialogue. I couldn't stand it. Every time he talked, he had this freaking annoying little kid voice. I'm like, oh no, just stop. And then he would talk, and then Reese Witherspoon would talk, and I'm just like, oh my god, I need to get out of here. I need to leave. And there's few moments here and there where you have something very strange that happens that's kind of fun and kind of weird, and it's memorable. There's a part where all the kids in the movie have to talk to these flower people and ask where the main girl's father is, played by Chris Pine, and that was nice. I mean, they all look good, I guess. They were designed well. The special effects, not so much, but the designs were good. And maybe the animation was kind of good. And just the way they looked kind of looked a little fake. The way they moved and the way they were designed, you could tell, was fine. There was this whole pointless scene where Reese Witherspoon turns into a dumbass, like, leaf not dragon, like a leaf bird or some shit, where you just jump on her, and there's a whole scene where they just fly around for a little bit, and it feels completely pointless. Like, they fly around, and then one kid almost gets killed, and that's it. There was like almost no point of even doing that. I know the point in the movie, but when you see it and you watch it, and at the end of that scene you go, okay, I feel like we didn't get anything accomplished there at all, and someone almost died. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird movie. It's a very strange movie. The way it's constructed, the way it plays out. There's only a few select good things about it. Some of the supporting cast is good. Some of the writing is tolerable. That's not a good thing to say, though. It's tolerable. That's what I was expecting this movie to be a little bit more smarter. Have more science to it. And from what I heard, the original book has that in it. It's smarter. I mean, I've heard a lot of people just talking to one another about science. But to be honest, I'd rather have had that. Besides this, where it's just like, hey, you want to know about science? Physics! And then someone flies in the air, or someone falls, and there's a special effect, there's flower people, Reese Witherspoon being annoying. I don't want it. Just stop. So, yeah, overall, Wrinkle in Time is is a disappointment. That's for sure. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. If you liked it, that's fine. Of course, you can like whatever you want. But I didn't, and it really showed how much I didn't like this, because I didn't want the trailers to end. I mean, the movie didn't start yet, so I know that has nothing to do with it, but I heard it wasn't going to be that good, so I was like, okay. And the trailers were so good. They showed the trailer for that Winnie the Pooh movie, Christopher Robin, showed the Mary Poppins trailer. They showed the trailer, it was weird. They showed the trailer for Hotel Transylvania 3 twice, which I don't think looked good, but they showed it twice in my theater. That was weird. I don't think it looks bad, but whatever. They showed the trailer for Wreck-It Ralph 2, that little thing, and they showed a bunch of really cool trailers. I'm like, oh man, all these things look really good. And then this movie starts, and it's just like boring, dull, time, science. The power of love. I didn't even bring that up. Oh my god, how did I not bring this up? The main girl, this is how you know this movie is generic as all fuck and not very good. Guess how they defeat the bad guy at the end? The main character looks at the camera and says, I love you. I love you. Oh, I'm sure that's in the book. I'm sure it is. But you know what? It does not translate well in the movie. So if it doesn't really sound that good in the book, maybe you should change that part. That's when you should change something from a book to a movie. You know, that's when you do it. Maybe it's not even in the movie. Maybe they just say, hey, it's Disney, you know, the power of love. It's always a freaking message about Disney movies like this, I guess, right? Right? Beauty and the Beast, yeah, it's love. Yeah, I love you. Coco, it's about love, right? It's just love. Love. The power of love. There's a part where Chris Pine literally is trying to figure out how to bend time or wrinkle it. And he figures it out. He goes, oh, the last ingredient to do this is love. You know what I love? If I wasn't in that fucking theater. You know, maybe then I could Tesser my way out of it. Tesser is a reference to the movie. I'm not going to explain it either, because who gives a shit? It was a word they came up with that they thought was good. And they said, all right, let's use that word. And people will use it after the movie because they'll love our movie. I'm sure that's a word in the book. I mean, someone's going to say, oh, it's actually a thing in the book and you're really ignorant. Yeah, I mean, that's not wrong, but whatever. I didn't like it. That's it. That's really all I have to say. I wish I liked it. I really do wish I liked it, because I really like the director, and I really like most of the cast members here, and I love the trailers. I really did. I just watched the trailer again right before watching this. The first one is a really good trailer. It's just it's a shame this movie is just not good. But anyway, hold on. Try to get this up. There you go. So there you go. That's my review. If I had to give it a score, I'd probably give it a 15 out of 40. That translates to like a 3.8 out of 10. I know that's really low, but I really did not like it. I really didn't. You know what? I'll say 16 out of 40, just to make it a 4 out of 10. 16 out of 40 is a 4 out of 10 if you translate it to a regular 0 to 10 score. I don't even know why I just don't do a 0 to 10 score. I don't know why, but I don't. But anyway, there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, of course, thank you and goodbye.